Good evening, everyone. I feel like that's way too Alfred Hitchcock to pop in here that way. How is everybody? How are you? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. I don't know what's with my voices. I feel really weird right now. Not weird like sick or anything, but just weird. Tired. Tired. Um, Hope everybody is starting off with a good week. I have a beverage today. This beverage is in a teeny glass. So this is using a bourbon that my friend Trey Griffin in the chat here gave to me. This is Tire Fire, and so I call the drink Tire Fire. So it's a Manhattan, or like a basically Manhattan. So it's 2 ounces of that Tire Fire bourbon. It is 1 ounce of simple syrup. It is 1 ounce of, or like a quarter ounce of simple syrup, not a whole ounce. And I know people don't usually do simple, but just because it's a very potent bourbon, I do a little simple in there to sweeten it up. But it's 2 ounces of the Tire Fire bourbon, a smoky bourbon, about 3/4 ounce of simple syrup, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and 2 shakes of a bitters. Because it's like 212 is technically a Manhattan because it's the area code for Manhattan, I think. But it's like, that's how you remember. 2 shots of bourbon, 1 shot of vermouth, and then 2 shakes of the bitters, and then I do a little thing. So, thank you. John says he loves the hoodie. This is Roosevelt started making like more performance hoodies, and they had 2 monsters ones. I thought this was cool. My goal is like to try and wear a spooky shirt every day of October. I feel like I'm doing really good so far. So I had just gotten this, and I wanted to wear it. And I mean, hello, the weather here in Orlando, if you are in Orlando or somewhere in Florida right now, it is wonderful. It is like, as of like doing this right now, it's like 65 degrees outside. I was outside most of today, filming some videos, and it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. And so there's some fun things to look forward to. My friend Denny is going to be in one of my videos I filmed for work this week, and then I'm also going to be in one of her videos as well. So she does a lot of dining and fun stuff around the park. So if you don't follow her, you check out her YouTube channel, which is Denny Sunderly. I'll put whenever the video comes out, I'll make sure I plug the video again, and then I'll put a link in the description of said video. So yeah. Oh, sugar. I meant to like edit the picture of my costume so I could show you all that we talked about it. So I went to my friend's Halloween party on Saturday, which was wonderful. My friend TJ and Brian, and they this is the second time I've gone to a party at their house, and they, even though they live in the middle of nowhere, they host a really nice, very classy party. And so I, of course, went in my first time being in an unclassy Halloween costume. Let me see if I can share the photo with you here really quick. Sorry, my computer doesn't want to cooperate here. And it was fine. It was one of those one times where I was like, nobody else was dressed like this. I lied. There was one girl. Oh man, come on now. Okay, hold on. I'll edit. I'll do it better so we can do the full one. Sorry, I should have just shared the thumbnail in here. Oh, I guess I could still do that. Okay, I can show you because I have the thumbnail on my desktop right now. Sorry. There was a girl dressed like Freddy Krueger like this. So there it is on the left. That's ultimately this one. You can't see my shoes in. I didn't take any photos. I've like completely forgot. So I did, but I do have that. Hold on. I'll bring it up. That was that one time. That's the one time. I'm not going to wear that costume again. I think I'm going to keep the mask though, because I like the the rhinestones, and I feel like it's cute. I'm gonna like put it on the wall or something like that. I feel like I should do like, I know there's a ghost face one like that. And then I was like, I'm not sure. I guess I could. Well, no, you can't do Freddy. He doesn't really have a mask. He has the hand. I guess you could bedazzle his hand. I was like, it would be kind of cool to do like a bunch of like those horror icons, like, but whatever their signature thing is, and then like just go all out with the rhinestones, you know? Okay, hold on. I have to find this picture now. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Ill-prepared. Oh, I'm just so tired today. I don't know what's wrong with me. We just got up early, was out late, went to Halloween Horror Nights last night to enjoy that nice weather. Did not regret it at all. Ended up doing 5 houses. So I did Monsters. I did Monsters. I did Darkest Deal. I did Chucky. I did Dueling Dragons. And I did, my gosh, Blood Moon. I was like, the red one at the front of the park. I can't remember the name. And really only ended up waiting like 50 minutes for one of the houses because we'd been so lucky. We had been so lucky with the timing. Like Blood Moon was posted at 50 minutes and we waited 12 minutes. So I was like, okay, let's roll the dice again. And you know what? Icarus flew too close to that sun because that was not the case for the other house. It was posted 50 minutes and it was 55. So, but that's fine. You know what? It's fine. It was a good time. Glad I went. And I'll be happy. You know, my friend Chloe was saying it best where she was like, you know, when the season's all over and done and you didn't do the house you wanted to do as much, won't you be happier that you waited? You know, you waited some of these times at least. And I said, you know what, Chloe? You're right. And I don't want you to talk to me now for the rest of the night. Okay, here we go. I can do this. Jason. Sorry, I knew I was forgetting something when I was starting. I was like, wasn't there something I wanted to do? And I'll show you this. And it was actually, I also want to show you this cool jacket I saw yesterday too. Because I like sharing that stuff with all of you. It took all my willpower not to buy it, though. Let me tell you. I was like, my friend got it, and I'm so jealous because I'm like, I want it. Chloe got it, so let me show you that in just a moment here as well. I'm doing a little show and tell. I'm going home to Massachusetts this weekend for my grandfather's 90th. I'm going on Thursday. I'll be there all weekend. My brother apparently wants to go to some Halloween party in Plymouth on like Saturday night. So if you do live in that area, and I do end up going to that, I'm gonna check. I'll know if I'm going to that like in the next day or two. I'll tell you when and where I am. And if anybody wants to come say hi, come say hi. Come say hi. I dare you. Friends. Okay, so the pictures I have where I put this jacket on to try it on, I'm like, I don't know why my friend's phone made me look like I was like beet red. I was like, is this what I look like? And they're like, no, it's the lighting. So just be prepared for when I show you that. Here we go. Frank. Yeah. So if anyone's doing any gifts for the holidays, I kind of want this one. Although, you know, Wolfman is really my favorite of the Universal monsters. So always a werewolf guy. More of a werewolf guy than a vampires. Okay, here we go. Showing you Jason. Where are you, Jason? Alphabetically, right? Yes, here we go. Needing to learn the alphabet. Okay. So you can see my photo on the left here. And then the full look was like with the sneakers I had and everything. The photo on the right is, I meant right, sorry, I said left. I was trying stuff on before I removed the tags from anything, so I did end up removing the tags. So, you know, beware. So that's my update on that costume. I have a different costume for Halloween, and then I guess maybe I have to bring a costume with me for this weekend too as well. So and then here's that jacket I was talking about too. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Isn't this a cute jacket? You know what I like about this jacket? On the right sleeve, there's like stitching, and that's embroidered. And then the Frankenstein is embroidered, and then his face there. The back says "You make me feel alive," and that part is like fuzzy. You can kind of see it in the photo, but I realized too the hand is glow in the dark on it, and it's like it's a nice jacket. So my friend got it. It's that Universal. So Universal does this collection that's like it's called Universe, where it's like UNVRS, like universe without the syllables. That's their like cool thing. And so I think that's their way to be like, this is designer. So they charge more. So the jacket was like $125. I mean, she was a team member. I think she got it for like 80 something, but I was like, okay, I can't keep getting, I can't spend that right now because of, financial related things that I've discussed in these videos before. And two, I was like, another jacket. I can't do it. I'm just saying, my birthday's in January. I'm a jacket guy. I love a jacket. I love a hoodie. I love a sweatshirt. I love a bomber jacket, and that's the thing. That's like a bomber jacket style, or like a Letterman jacket style, or I forgot the other word, the other type of jacket, but I love it. And it was really nice because I tried it. Obviously, I tried it on. I'm in the picture. I'm an idiot. But it's really nice. It was really nice. So just a cool piece of merch I wanted to share with all of you. Okay, Backlog, the bees are back. Oh my God, what did Tigger just say about my costume? It's Disco Macklemore Jason. I'm gonna slay with tags. Got a blinged machete near my pocket. I love that. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll back a little bit because I got caught up here. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I guess King Richard's Fair is probably still going on this weekend. I haven't been home in this season. I went home in September right before the pandemic because my grandmother was in the hospital. So that was like 2019. I think that was the last time I was home in like a September or an October month. So I forgot, like there's a Renaissance fair in the town in Carver. And I was like, I guess I could go to that. But yeah. Oh. The other tray. No S. I know. I don't know why you keep your full name on your YouTube channel. Okay, so Tori's asking me about if my favorites have changed in terms of, so if you're obviously talking about the haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights. Yes, they definitely have. I did Stranger Things the other night again, so I've done it, I think 3 times now, Stranger Things. 1, 2, pretty sure it's like 3. And that's definitely moved some switch. I don't know if we'll ever talk about this on the Universal show or anything like that. So I've written them down in case we don't. I'll talk about it here, but it's definitely changed. I want to go through. I need to go through The Last of Us one more time, and I need to go through. I want to do The Exorcist one more time too, and then I think I'll have like a mid. I'll be able to say like, yeah, that October playlist, is correct. But yeah, and then we'll see. I'm saying a lot tonight, more than normal, way more than normal. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Compliments on the shirt, man. It's always good to know. I like whenever you guys give me compliments on the shirts. I'm always like, they're like going to a special place in my closet. I'm like, these are the feel good shirts. Like, but yeah. I think Roosevelt's did a Monsters jacket last year, but that was before I was really like into it. So I know they have a Nightmare Before Christmas jacket this year, and I was like, nope. Because I have a Star Wars jacket from them that's like a reversible Thrawn jacket, and then I have the X-Men jacket, which I think is like the coolest jacket ever because it's like their uniform on one side, and then if you turn it inside out, it's like gray and black, and it says Xavier School for the Gifted, and I'm like, this jacket's awesome. And then I have one that's like the Miami, like it's all pink and neon, but if you flip it inside out, it's like plain black. And I like that one because it's like you like go to business, from business to party. Trey's in his cardigan phase, he says. You and your Evermore, is that what they call it? Scrolling through the chat here, caught up for once. Oh, hoodie weather, sweater weather. Oh, we got somebody watching from the parks, sipping wine in the parks. Here's the thing. I talked about it in my video today that you'll see later this week, not on this channel, on my work channel, is that we're like, one of the drinks I like a lot at Epcot is glue wine from Germany, but it's like mulled wine, so it's hot, and you're like, it's got to be real cold to get it. So I was like, tonight honestly would have been a great night to get some of that, but yeah. Oh, right. This is interesting. Ryan is saying, did you hear about how the Exorcist house, the creative team only had the trailer to go off of? I didn't know that. I did know that they were literally based that they said they made the house is a trailer house. And here's the thing. That house has definitely crept up my list, and I haven't seen the movie because I hear the movie is awful. And I'm like, I think I'm going to wait till like right after Halloween to see it this time. Normally I see the movie that goes with the house, but I think I want to wait because if it's bad, I don't know if I want it to taint my, like, the love I had of the house. So, you know what I mean? But yeah. Oh, King Richard's Fair ends on 10/22. Tickets are $43. Yeah, you got to pay to get in there, and then you have to pay for everything you do in there. And I'm like, baby, this ain't Disney. You don't have that ambiance in here. That's why everybody goes on Carver Free Day. But that is 10/22. Oh, yeah, I guess I could go. My sister works there. Oh, my sister works there. Maybe I can go for free. I don't know if they do that or not, but we'll find out. Trey, what is Evermore? Get over yourself. It's a Taylor Swift album. Okay. I'm getting a Ryno. Do people go to pumpkin farms and apple orchards in Florida during the fall, or is it mainly a Northeast thing? If yes, any recommendations? So, I mean, it's definitely a Northeast thing for sure. I mean, there's so much of that everywhere. I mean, you most likely can go to a place where it is both an apple picking orchard and a pumpkin farm. And I did that. That was what I did the last time I was home at this time of year. And great place for like photos and stuff like that. There's some places that like set up like pumpkin patches here. As in terms of apple orchards, I don't know that I'm not positive on that. I know there's like blueberry picking, and I know they do like a strawberry festival and stuff like that. So there's other things. But I don't think it's quite the same thing. I think a lot of places try to do the thing where they just have like picked a million pumpkins and then they'll like, set them up so it looks like a movie set, sort of a thing. And then they'll do like a corn maze. I've seen that before too. Somewhere like kind of within like 40 minutes of Orlando. I just can't remember where it is. So sorry, clarifying the Exorcist question. So is it an Exorcist house or is it an Exorcist trailer? It's a house. I mean, it's a haunted house, but it's based on, the house is supposed to represent a trailer for the movie. So it's not telling you the full and complete story. It's just kind of showing you highlights in that same way. I'm a fleece girl. Need more themed fleeces. Just got super cold in the UK. So that's the benefit, I guess, of working with like Box Lunch, Hot Topic, and Her Universe. But they love to send me sweatshirts. Like I'm like, I don't know what to do. There's so many sweatshirts, and I've tried to go through them to be like, oh, like I don't need this one. I don't need this one. But I'm like, but I love them and they're soft. And someday I'm gonna need that Star Wars sweatshirt. Someday I'm gonna need this one. So I don't know. I might end up trying to see, like, do them as random giveaways on the Patreon or something like that. I don't know. I see. Okay, so to answer that question, Mary Jo saying, when we lived in Florida, I took my kids to a corn maze in Mount Dora. Maybe that is where it is. I mean, so. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading through your things really quick. Claremont, Andrea is saying Southern Hills Farms would be a nice option in Claremont. I'm gonna sip my little cocktail right here. Well, I have you all. I'm gonna Google this party that, nope, not little Google. I'm gonna Google this Plymouth, Massachusetts. I don't even know what it is. My mom called and left me a voicemail where clearly she thinks the speakerphone was on. So she was just talking to a phone that was probably like 10 feet away from her. So it's like volume all the way up, I kind of, what's the Halloween party? What? Halloween party. This Saturday, which is the 21st. So there was a question about what my actual Halloween party, my Halloween costume is. I don't want to tell you yet. I like a surprise. I'm going to tell you all next week. Next week. Okay, so this says there's a thing in Plymouth at Memorial Hall, which is on Court Street, and that's their like downtown like little foodie area, which is great. Honestly, they got a lot of really good food. There's a lot of stuff going on. It looks like, because there's something in Pembroke, Tricks and Treats. That sounds like me. That sounds like for kids, though. That's 4 to 7. Not 4 to 7 the age. 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. This other one is 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Who the heck is Jeff Cohen? 27th Annual Halloween Bash. Okay, let's see. Let's check. I don't want to... If this is pricey, please join us for the 27th Annual Jeff Cohen Halloween Benefit. We're back with a vengeance. Oh, it's a benefit. Last year was a record-breaking donation year for us. $62,000. Oh, my God. We want to beat it this year. I want to read more about this. What is this? Jeff Cohen Charitable Foundation. You'll be entertained by the amazing DJ Gene along with the popular band Shattered. Surprises are in store for ... No more information. $50 to $80 tickets. Well, maybe I'll make my brother. My brother just had his 40th birthday. So it's one of those things where I'm going to feel bad. But I think he wants to hang out to do something, and I never get to spend any time with them, with really anybody in my family. That's why I was trying to really make it a thing this year. Where I'm like, okay, my grandparents are turning 90. I'm gonna go up. I mean, they turned 90 like a week and a half apart. So my grandfather's getting the visit, and grandma's birthday is right around the corner. But I'll be back at Christmas, so I'm trying to go every 3 months at least. Cash bars, which means no line. Okay. VIP ticket holders will feast on their own raw bar. You know what? I don't like the idea of drinking and having raw oysters. Or whatever. I assume a raw bar means oysters and shrimp. Have amazing access to silent auctions and be entertained by the phenomenal duo 53 South. All attendees will enjoy light fare prepared by Cabbie Shack. Oh, we do love Cabbie Shack. We'll have multiple cash-only bars, which means no line. There's 50-50 drawing games, aerial lists, and most incredible costumes ever. Surprises are in store. I think I'm going to be Scooby-Doo for this. But you know what? Even if I don't do this thing, I feel like I should do something. I don't know. I want to do Halloween-based things. I'm never there. I'm never there for Halloween. But yeah. Sorry, gang. I know this isn't overly thrilling this evening. I'm just trying to keep up with your chats here. Okay, so I'm also going to try. I'm going to try this time. I'm going to try and film it. I'm going to try and film my experience, the traveling, the whole thing, the whole shebang. There's one video, I don't think, but I might just film the travel day and keep you up. I told me every time I do this, now I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I want to kind of do that a little bit better. So I don't know. I say that now, but the problem is my flight's at 7 a.m., which means I have to be at the airport by 5:30 because I have TSA pre-check, and then even then 5:30 makes me anxious. But I just, but that's part of it, right? That's part of the video. Yeah, I'm hoping for a chilly winter in Florida. If this is I don't know that I've ever been here and it's ever had a chill in the air before October 31st. So this is a first for me. I feel like the only reason I'm teasing my Halloween costume too is because it has to do with something. What's my hint? Costumer beware, you're in for a scare. So I feel like I've settled on one of those costumes. So Ryno, we missed you at the Roosevelt's meetup at Comic-Con in New York this weekend. Catch you at the next one, I hope. Yeah, I hope so. I'm I had so much fun at the last one. I heard the New York one was awesome. That's the thing about Roosevelt's. If you follow their like their Roosevelt's Insiders group, like they wherever they are for a convention, they always do like a meetup for people that are like these like big fans of theirs, and it's so cool. It's just I was like, what other company does this sort of a thing? So it was a lot of fun, and they host like a little party and everything like that. So it's really really cool. Um, Okay, Jennifer is asking me, Ryno, we're going to need some pics of Halloween of the past since you'll be home this weekend. I bet your mom could share some in the fun commentary. Yeah, I think I want to get my mom to do one of these live streams, and we'll have to break out some photos. I bet I can like scan them in so you'll be able to see them a little bit better. She's going to take out the one where I'm peeing on her. I know it. Because like I was a New Year's baby and they went to take the photo. So I was the firstborn that year, and they went to take the photo, and I started like peeing, and so she's like holding me up like I'm Simba, but there's like pee, and it's just like she loves to break that one out when anyone comes over. Like, lady, don't. No, but see, that's why I think I think there's so many people that going off of what everybody's saying about like seeing everyone when I'm here. So I think I want to get better about that because I noticed there's a lot of people in Milwaukee that watch the show. Somebody said something to me like when I was in downtown Milwaukee. I was like, what? Um, I I think it's okay if I were to be like, here's the 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm gonna be at this restaurant, or this bar or whatever, 6 to 8 p.m. Come out and say hi, and and we'll chat. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Because it's just I don't know. If I give you a little bit of time, and then I could have my mom come with me or something like that, and can all chat, and people could meet each other around that area too. You know what I mean? It's like creating what we do in the chat here, but in real life. I get that in the chat we're everywhere. Yeah, Brian Paulo says you don't want to have 48 oysters on a first date. I'm not going on a date with my brother. I have had raw. I remember the first time I ever had raw oysters. It was so I used to do the Carver Community Access Television, which was CCAT. Yeah, CCAT, and that was in my high school, and I was like one of the first people that really got involved in that sort of a thing. And there was a girl, Shirley, and she used to do a cooking show, and I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. So I'd always try and be the cameraman, or every now and then. I mean, her dad like directed the episodes, and I think I did maybe a couple of the episodes, but I was a cameraman a lot. But I loved it because Shirley would always she'd like, I brought you food, and I'm like, yes, like that's where I had oysters for the first time. And you know what? The thing with me for oysters is it's one of those things where it's a type of food that requires more effort than what it's worth. Like, it basically tastes like snotty lemon, and I'm just like, the shucking and the whatevering and everything. I'm like, honey, I don't think so. I'm good. Plus, I think you can get hepatitis from oysters. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can. But yeah, so I just want to. So I think again, like, sorry, I'm bouncing around all over the place today. Yeah, I was thinking of trying to do day in the life videos. That's what Tiggerat is saying in here. And I thought like a good one would be like that sort of travel to be like, okay, here we go. And I don't know why, but none of my family will ever come pick me up at the airport, so I end up having to take the train. And the thing about taking the train is that I can't really plan that out too well. It's like, I'm fortunate enough that it goes frequently enough down into that area because I don't even know if it goes to Plymouth anymore. It never seems to be going to Plymouth when I'm there, but Kingston is the next town up, and literally it's the same distance to get to the Plymouth one as it is to the Kingston one. And if anything, I think the Kingston one's actually a little bit closer, but they're just like literally streets apart. But so the thing is about like trying to get from the airport to the train station, and last time I missed it by like 5 minutes, and so it was like then I had to wait there for like an hour and a half, and which is fine because for me it was like, oh, okay, well, I got in, it was just the right time. I was like, I'm hungry, so I went to like this little bar in the middle and had a really crappy salad, and but I had a really good local like beer, and it was good. I was just like that cool, like the mystique of sitting there on a computer and being like, I'm writing out my manifest, or something. I don't even know what a manifest is other than an airplane, people who are on an airplane. Okay, we've got some guessing games in relation to this costume. David Neal is saying, I'm guessing Ryno as a kid dressed as either A, Ninja Turtle, B, Power Ranger, C, Aladdin, or D, all of the above. Okay, so I was never Aladdin, but I always fluctuated with my weight. So my brother and I were Power Rangers, like when Power Rangers first came out. I was the Blue Ranger, he was the Red Ranger. But I couldn't fit in the Blue Ranger costume that they had, so they had to buy an Aladdin, like a genie costume, and I wore that underneath the mask. So I had a Power Rangers mask and then like an Aladdin costume, and it was like close enough. Honestly, I was like, this works fine. So that's the fun story about that. As far as being a Ninja Turtle, I don't know that I was ever a Ninja Turtle for Halloween, but it was one of those things where there's pictures of me with Ninja Turtle face paint on. I used to have Ninja Turtle pajamas. Like, I love Ninja Turtles. But I don't think I was one for Halloween as a kid. Like, I don't think we ever had those costumes. Like, I was one of my favorite costumes, my grandmother made me a Spider-Man costume once, and it was real spandex, all this stuff. It was so freaking cool. I loved that. Like, it was cool enough that I was like, I could be Spider-Man. Yeah. And I love that. And, yeah. Okay, got a question about traveling. Here we go. Ryno, I'm flying for the first time in a long time. I don't have pre-check. How early would you get to the airport for a 9:30 a.m. flight? I'd get, for me, like, I definitely would want, it depends on your airport. If you're talking about flying out of MCO, like the Orlando airport, I would definitely be there by 7:30. Because it could be, for me, I'd rather be earlier than later, because the security sometimes for no reason is just awful. Like, or maybe it's reasons I don't know, stuff like that, obviously. But it's just one of those things where someday I can't figure it out. Sometimes I go and it'll be like, no one's there. But then I'll literally be flying like same day of the week, same time, different time. And it'll be like, am I flying out on a Friday afternoon or something like that? So I don't, for me, it's always the 2 hour mark. But more than 2 hours, I'm always like, nah, I don't think so. But remember, there's a lot of options in an airport too. Like if you're panicked, stressed on time, Clear offers like a year's membership or a monthly membership or something like that, and they can get you through that line a lot faster. So it might be worth paying that if you're running a little behind. So I'd recommend that. But yeah, it is a Goosebumps costume for Halloween. You are correct. Oh, Matt Barnes. See, I told you, a lot of people are from like kind of around Milwaukee. I'm an hour north of Milwaukee. I'd make that trip down. So you're going to have to drive past the Cheese Castle then, I think. I saw the Cheese Castle. I was just in Carver on Saturday for King Richard's Fair. Oh my God, small world. Ryno, have you ever been to a Papadoo? No, I've never even heard of that, Trey. I don't know what that is. Is it chicken? It sounds like it could be chicken. Or maybe I'm just thinking Popeye, like Papadoo, like fancy Popeyes. Papadoo, and we got Popeyes. Okay, yeah, somebody. So okay. So Tori is saying I'm thinking you're doing Bowser. I was gonna do Bowser. I had all the stuff in my cart, and I ordered like half of the stuff to do it, but it was like $100, and that was before I'd even gotten to the turtle shell part to do what I wanted to do. So I was like, I think I'm gonna save that one for next year. And then I had come up with the Goosebumps one where I was like, oh, this one's gonna be good. So and then the Jason one. So I was like, you know what, Bowser, another time. So, oh, this is good information. This is what I'm saying. This is my friends Brian and TJ. You can do a security reservation for free, sponsored by Clear at MCO. It's amazing. I completely forgot about that because I don't even think to do it. I see it every time. You basically say you're coming, like, oh, I'm going to be there between this time, and you can like skip the line, which is, I think it's to encourage people to get there in a more manageable time and stuff. And so it can be helpful. I got pre-check last year when I was going to Alaska, because I was just like, well, we're going to go through Canada, and I'm glad I have it. There is a chance that I will fly in, excuse me, hiccup, internationally in the next month, and it's like stressing me out a little bit. And I don't want to talk more about it yet until it's a little more solidified or not solidified. So it's just, it would be taking a flight that would be really like longer than any flight I've ever taken, like more than double the length of any flight I've ever taken. And so it just makes me a little bit nervous. You should have gone as Dennis Hopper's Bowser. Well, David, guess what? Apparently, I have a special place in my heart for that 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie. I don't know why. I know it's a bad movie, but I love it. There's a 4K version of that movie coming out, and on physical media. That's like a really cool, like with extensive special features and stuff. Because I'm always fascinated about reading about the making of that movie and everything. And someday I actually do want to go as like Mario from that movie, but I want to do it with the overalls and the thwomp boots. The thwomp, they're like boots. So I want to make them. And I saw online somebody who makes them. I love a replica like that from the 90s. And so someday, that's in my wish bucket list of Halloween costumes, but the boots are a requirement. And it has to be the Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo movie. I do very much enjoy that one. Oh, Tori said, well, Tori, you're right. I'll send you the Pan Hook costume for next year. I did see one of the party I went to, somebody was dressed like Peter Pan, and I was like, well, good thing I didn't do the Hook costume. But the Hook costume would have been better than that Peter Pan. So, oh, Jay, I actually got global entry. That's what I meant. I signed up for whatever the top one was because I was like, just do it all, whatever. And so, yeah, I'm glad you said that because I forgot. You see me more as Luigi versus Bob Hoskins? Well, I appreciate that because I love Luigi in that movie. Yeah, flying this week. I'm very close to my status for next year. So I'm like, I'm going to have to fly one more time this year, but it's like tough. Like when I go to Milwaukee for Thanksgiving, I'm going to drive up there because I want to stay for a little over a week, and I want to take the dogs and you know, do some fun stuff up there. Not that I don't, the car is not the reason why I'm taking it, it's the dogs. And then Christmas, I think I'm going to fly home for Christmas for a couple of days. And then I'm doing that half marathon in January, and I haven't run it all. Like an idiot. Like a fool. Does everybody else know what they're being for Halloween? I know we talked about this last time. Anybody got some fun, spooky stuff coming up? I am going to not do this live stream as long as the other ones. I'm going to stop this one. I think we'll just stop at the 45-minute mark. That says 7 minutes. Oh, yeah, okay. So I will stop I'll give it another 10 minutes or so. Not because it's whatever. I just feel like sometimes I do really long ones, and I'm like, and I hear Artie downstairs, and I'm like, oh, he wants me to come lay with it. Artie loves cold weather. Loves it. You and Craig should do a Halloween video or April Fool's Day video portraying each other. I don't think I have the emotional strength to see a caricatured version of myself, to be honest with you. But yeah, I told Craig, I offered up when I was going to be Bowser. I was like, listen, Rory could be Toad. But I feel like the one I came across, I'm pretty happy with. Oh my gosh, are you guys watching Goosebumps, by the way? 5 episodes out right now on Hulu and on Disney Plus. But it is, I think, whence last we spoke, I'd maybe only watched one episode. I've watched 3 of the 5 episodes thus far, and it's surprisingly, not that I didn't think it was going to be good, but I mean it's surprisingly darker and more mature than I thought it was. And I'm like, I like it. What I really like about it is whether you've read the books or not, it's still a mystery. They use elements, they use plot devices from the book. So the haunted mask, that episode, it was what I feared. The haunted mask is that white mask they showed in the preview. However, what was cool about it is that it's and the girl who it gets stuck to her, that's not Carly Beth. So none of them are from the stories. And the mask gets but it's the same rule with the mask like being stuck to her. But there's like a metaphor about this girl being a troll, and then she kind of becomes a troll, and that mask looks like the haunted mask, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I like that, using those plot elements and then creating this overarching new story with those elements, and it's just really interesting. It's really fascinating to me from a standpoint, because it's still like one of those where you're like, oh, okay, like the Cuckoo Clock of Doom, like, this stuff's in here. And I'm like, okay, so you could have never read or know anything about Goosebumps and still follow this. And it's like a really good sort of like younger, like horror, like mystery anthology. And it's kind of like Keats being told from a different character's perspective in each episode. So it's very interesting. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where the larger mystery is going. And I love Justin Long, and he is in it, and he's very good. I have not watched the second episode of Loki. I wasn't sold on the first episode, but I know like Craig liked it a lot, and I'm like, I don't think anything really happened. Like, they did something, but it's a problem that was made up just for that episode. So I don't know that it furthered the plot or anything whatsoever. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be a thing where like later we see some stuff. I don't know. So I don't know yet. But Loki is definitely, the first season at least, was definitely like my favorite of the MCU shows. So I'm looking forward to more of those episodes. But yeah, definitely recommend Goosebumps for sure. Now, Ahsoka. I know I talked about this because I see Dave Filoni being mentioned in here. Tiggerette is that I liked Ahsoka. I think my problem with Ahsoka is like any more plot or story resolution from Ahsoka is at least a year and a half to 2 years off. And the sad part is, because they're going so far in between those storylines, is like people die, in real life. Like, Ray Stevenson, obviously that was like a freak accident, and there's no matter how quickly they filmed that, would it have changed anything? But it's just one of those things where I was like, I just hate, I miss the days of when, like, I miss like Supernatural, like starts in September or early October and it goes until like May, and so you've got like, I'm not saying you need 22 episodes of a show, but I need more than 8 episodes of a show, I think. I know that we've been on that method for a while and it's fine for these other things, but every show is this now, and every show is like such a long wait in between, and I'm just like What We Do in the Shadows. I would love it if that was like 20 episode seasons. Okay, John is saying definitely watch the second episode. They start to build on it in the second episode. Okay. All right. I will definitely do that then. Maybe I'll just download it and watch it on the plane. No, I'll be flying Thursday morning. No, I can't. So Thursday night it comes out. So I have to watch it by then. So I'll have at least watch it by then. Tori says, different but amazing. I'm introducing my grandson, who is 9, to the original Goosebumps books, and he's loving them. I love that. Oh, see? That's cool. That's fun. I'm enjoying rereading them. I'm on Be Careful What You Wish For. I got to read like 2 more. I told myself this week. I got to record. The podcast is like, it's being relaunched, and I've got to just like do. I don't know why. I'm just sometimes like, it's like more of an anxiety thing than anything else, than like the work involved in it. It's just like I want to do it, but it's like I have to get over this like hump, and once I do it, I'm there. It's like fluid, and I'm doing it and nonstop. It's the Queen, stop me now. Yeah, exactly. Jay is making a valid point. Can't imagine if we had to go 2 years between seasons of Buffy back in the day. And that's a great show too. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like the filler episodes. I like when Buffy's just fighting a demon. I like episodes like Ted, which is, if you don't know, one of the best episodes of Buffy because John Ritter's in it. I feel like, I was thinking, I don't know. I've been thinking lately, maybe once I've caught up on more stuff, I might do like a rewatch. At least put like Buffy in the background. Because I was also thinking I want to rewatch Angel, because I was referencing my Angel puppet, and someone was like, I don't understand. Was he turned into a puppet? And I was like, yeah, there was like a Sesame Street episode, but it was, but it was like demons or whatever. And I was like, you have to watch it. And then I was like, I want to watch it. Cassandra's saying, I love Only Murders in the Building on Hulu, but it will be another year until they release another season. And they did renew it for a season 4. I'm not done with season 3 yet. I've watched the first 3 episodes, and I was supposed to keep watching them, but my for some reason on my iPad, they like expired like while I was on the airplane. So like I couldn't watch them, and then I'm like, ugh. Yeah, no kidding. Stranger Things, we're never gonna get they haven't started filming it yet. So let's assume the actor strike gets settled, right? Well, in Stranger Things' defense, I feel like they were pretty much like ready to go on that 5th season, and so that would have been quicker. But yeah, between that gap between the 3rd and the 4th season took forever. I mean, yeah, we got a supersized season, but it's also like, oh, I know. Yep, David's right. Speaking about John Ritter and Three's Company, pour one out. Suzanne Summers, you provide us countless hours of entertainment, and we thank you for it. And I agree with you, Jay. You would be referring to the episode called Hush, the silent episode of Buffy, season 4. Still a favorite. The gentlemen are very creepy. I love the musical episode, but that's also like the musical episode's like a continuation of other episodes. But I realize I haven't like. There's 3 movies in the movie theater right now I still have to see, because I didn't see The Exorcist. I want to see Saw 10 because I hear like I don't really like the Saw movies. I like the first ones when they first come out because I loved how they played with like time, like that being the twist and stuff. But like, I don't like torture movies like that. But I've heard the new one it's got like 80%. It's got like really good reviews and actually has an actual plot. So I'm like, okay, I'm interested. And then I still haven't seen The Haunting in Venice, and I like those movies, so I want to watch that. And then, obviously, Poltergeist, I guess, too. But I have AMC A-List, so it's like, I always think about it as they're like, oh, why are you going to waste your money on that? And I'm like, well, technically it's already paid for. So, I want to see Five Nights at Freddy's. That looks good. That looks like it's going to be like a fun horror movie. I think I've already said this on here multiple times, but I watched Totally Killer. Was that what it's called? On Amazon. It has the girl who plays Sabrina as the main character. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. I think I'm gonna try and get my mom to watch that one this week because I think she'll like it. But I liked Freaky a lot. I saw that last year too. I've been meaning to rewatch that again too. Actually, it's in my like Amazon. You know, we talked about making Amazon wish lists, but it's really just lists of things that we can keep track of, and that's one of the movies that's in there for me is Freaky. But yeah. All right, gang. I think I'm going to call it here. Not because of any of you, just because I want to watch some of those Goosebumps episodes. I got a long day of recording videos tomorrow, and then I also want to pack by tomorrow because I have friends from Australia who are here on Wednesday who I don't want to miss, because it's like, when are you going to see them again, And so I'm going to try and see them for a little bit of Stay and Scream at Halloween Horror Nights for a little bit, but my flight is at like 7 a.m. so I have to be there at 5 o'clock, which means I have to wake up at 4 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, well, I have to go to bed then for at least 6 hours by like 10 o'clock, which means that won't happen. But I was like, so I want to go and at least do like a house or two with them. But then like we also have to do a dining review in the morning. So I'm very tight. That it's amazing how a travel week's time just goes and slips away. So, but I will do another one of these. Like I said, I'm going to try and do that thing with the video. We'll see how it goes. You guys hold me to it. And keep you up to date. And if you want to follow my social media stuff, I'll let you know about if I end up doing that thing where I'm like, I'm going to go park myself at a bar. I might do it instead of the Halloween party. I might just pick a different area and just be like, okay, let's go to East Bay Grill or something. I don't know where people go to have a drink in Plymouth or something, or a snack or anything like that. But we'll see. I'll check the weather. We'll see. Run it by my mother. And I think that could be fun. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for your continued support. If you are one of my Patreon supporters, patreon.com/Ryno, RYNO1185. Links in the description. I'm going to put those contests this week. Pay attention. I'm going to put the little prompts up. So you're going to have like 2 weeks to think about it. So it's going to be there. So you can win a lightsaber, all this sort of stuff. So pay attention to that. And yeah. Thanks, everybody. I will bid you adieu. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. Have a great night. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's not Halloween.